When a film makes over $1 billion worldwide, you don't expect the studio itself to admit it has a hole in its story. Yet that's exactly what just happened with Deadpool and Wolverine. Marvel has quietly revealed that Wade Wilson and Logan's survival hinged on something far less heroic than fans imagined. They didn't outsmart their villain. They didn't win against impossible odds. They only survived because Cassandra Nova made a baffling mistake. For anyone who remembers the chaos of the Void, Emma Corrin's Cassandra Nova was billed as one of the most dangerous villains Marvel has ever put on screen. She is, after all, the evil twin of Charles Xavier with the exact same psychic powers, but none of his restraint. That should have made her unstoppable. A true telepath can invade your thoughts, erase your memories, or bend your will with a snap of their fingers. So how exactly did Deadpool and Wolverine manage to walk away from someone like that? Marvel's latest comics give us the uncomfortable answer: they shouldn't have. In Deadpool Wolverine number 8, Benjamin Percy shows just how easily a skilled telepath can shatter both heroes. Wolverine is turned into a weapon through psychic control linked to the Legacy virus, and Deadpool is manipulated by Talon of ONE. Their powers, personalities, and even memories become puppets in someone else's hands. It's disturbing, but it also makes you wonder, if these villains could do it, why didn't Cassandra? That's the problem Marvel just admitted. In the movie, Cassandra had Wade and Logan captured in her base. She tortured them with visions of their own pasts, but stopped short of the obvious finishing move. Instead of controlling them like puppets, she let them regroup, fight back, and eventually undo her plans. This isn't a nitpick. This is the same character who disintegrated the Human Torch with a flick of her wrist. She was ruthless, brutal, and almost limitless. And yet, when she had the chance to snuff out two of her biggest threats with nothing more than a thought, she hesitated.
And I'm Marvel Jesus. MJ if you're nasty. And I'm gonna stop him.
Oh honey, you don't really strike me as a world-saving type.
The only explanation we're left with is that the movie needed her to hesitate. Marvel has always had this problem with psychic characters. If Charles Xavier or Cassandra Nova used their full power with no limits, every battle would end before it even started. Professor X gets nerfed by his own morality. He refuses to rob people of free will. But Cassandra has no such code, which makes her sudden restraint in Deadpool and Wolverine stick out like a sore thumb. Think about what she could have done. She could have erased Logan's memories of the X-Men. She could have implanted false motives in Wade's head to turn him against his allies. She could have bent both of them into loyal weapons without ever breaking a sweat. Instead, she simply gave them trauma flashbacks, as if that would hold them down long enough to save the multiverse. And that's where the plot hole comes in. It doesn't add up. Marvel's quiet acknowledgement of this comes with a bit of irony. In trying to explain why Deadpool and Wolverine made it out alive, the comics remind us just how fragile these heroes actually are against psychic powers. It highlights that their survival wasn't about strength or strategy. It was about Cassandra not using the most obvious weapons in her arsenal.
This is your way home. I do owe you for saving my life.
Of course, from a storytelling perspective, Marvel had little choice. If Cassandra had gone all in, there wouldn't have been a movie. She would have ended the fight before the merc with a mouth could make a single joke. The only way for the story to keep going was for her to conveniently forget her own potential. But for fans paying attention, that makes her defeat less about Deadpool and Wolverine being unstoppable and more about her being inexplicably soft. And let's not forget how strange this is when you consider Cassandra's reputation in the comics. She's one of the most merciless villains in Marvel history. She has no qualms about wiping out populations, bending allies into servants, or crushing enemies without hesitation. To see her suddenly grow a conscience in the film feels like narrative handcuffing. Marvel needed her to lose, so they gave her compassion she never had before.
I killed him, of course. Wore his skin around for 4 days.
It leaves us with an odd contradiction. On one hand, Deadpool and Wolverine is being celebrated as a billion-dollar masterpiece, proof that Marvel can still deliver blockbusters. On the other hand, Marvel itself is admitting the cracks in that victory. Wade and Logan didn't outsmart Cassandra. They survived because she decided not to use her most devastating ability. For a film that prided itself on wild action and sharp writing, it's a flaw that fans can't help but notice now. So, was this an oversight or a deliberate choice to keep the movie fun and fast-paced? Maybe both. But one thing's certain, Marvel is aware of it, and by pointing it out through the comics, they've ensured fans will keep talking about it. After all, in the multiverse of Marvel storytelling, even billion-dollar blockbusters aren't immune to scrutiny.
Like you said in The Convoy, a slab of third-rate dime store nut milk can eat. I don't